Right, this is how to tackle a mini roundabout in an Arctic. Don't even bother trying to go round it properly. You have to make some kind of effort. And there you go. That's how you end up with 100% or 99% driving score, by just driving it and just easing off and taking your time. And again, another roundabout, so you see the sign in plenty of time. Ease off the gas, let the lorry coast, even if you approach the roundabout. As a rule, a good rule to have in your head taking trucks round a roundabout is 12 miles an hour. If you think roundabout 12 mile an hour, 12 mile an hour roundabout, you're not gonna, should you clip the curb, not that you should be doing, but you stand a lot less chance of rolling over and ending up on your side. So if you always think 12 mile an hour, roundabout 12 miles an hour. That was something I was told years and years and years ago. Obviously, unless it's a massive big motorway roundabout, but ones like that. And again, lights have just changed. If the lights are on green, the only thing they're going to do is turn to red. They're not going to suddenly turn to red, so you have to be prepared that they may turn to red, like that, and stop. Stop. Lunchtime. See if anyone can guess where I am. I like playing these games with you. Where am I? These Scanias tell you your driving score. That's your anticipation. That's your downhill score. As in, when you come to the top, just before you get to the top of a hill, ease off the gas. Well, not ease off, come off the gas completely. Let the lorry slow down by about 4 or 5 k's. And the idea is that as it goes down the hill the other side, when you come off the gas, you're not using any fuel. And then as you go down the hill the other side, you're still not using any fuel, you're still not on the gas. So you've saved that little bit of fuel. I mean, if you can coast for a mile or two, which is possible. By coasting, they mean in gear coasting, not taking it out of gear coasting. There's a difference. Because you've still got your control in gear. Not a good advert really, is it, eating and driving, but again, lights up ahead there on red. Don't go tearing up to the lights. I'm off the gas. Still doing 50 k's, 30 mile an hour. Not using any fuel. Use the exhaust brake. Still not using any fuel, but you're braking. I've not used any fuel since those traffic lights back there. The idea is, the more you coast, the more fuel you save, the bigger your fuel bonus. I mean, we're currently on 8.8 mpg. Now, considering I've carried a full load of water this morning and a full load of milk this afternoon, so it's been pretty fully freighted. It was certainly fully freighted this morning. 8.0, what was it? 8.09 mpg is pretty damn good. Now, if your car was doing that, you'd be screaming. Look at all these cars here. They can see it's a filter lane, but they're using it as an overtaking lane. Must a transit van's going to have a go, yeah. There's a traffic island up ahead. Now you know, he's going to do it whether you put your foot down and try and stop him or not. So the best thing to do is just back off. Just let the buggers in. If they want to risk life and limb, let them. I mean, phone lights on. Let them risk life and limb to get just to be in front of you. It's not worth it. Anyone guess where we are yet? Well, you probably will when you see these signs. I might just blur those signs out, see if you can guess with the signs blurred out. Play a game. And again, the lights are on red. That transit van racing up to the lights, what is the point? They've gone to green, no they haven't, they're still on red. Just leave a gap, keep the lorry moving. I mean, you're using fuel, but you know, imagine it as a boat in the water, and someone's asking you to pull a boat with a, you know, say a canal boat from a towpath. And if you had to pull a big boat from standstill, you'd use far more energy than if the boat was moving at, say, this speed. It's the same with fuel. Even though it's a big 450 horsepower engine, sometimes you have to stop, like so. But again, all these cars in this lane here, there's all them down there, there's all them in front, they're all going to try and nip past these three, well, me and the two lorries in front and the one behind. They all race up and then they end up squeezing in at the last minute. They're usually BMWs, Audis and Mercedes, and you've got one guy there with no lights on. Surely it's a giveaway, isn't it, when the street lights are on? Everyone else has got their lights on. You should put your lights on. Just a thought. Don't know if you can see that near side rear tyre of that car. It's either got muck on it or the wheel's loose. It looks like it's giving it that. Bird brain with his fog lights on. When it's not foggy. Excuse me. Another, oh, he's got a light out here. Again here, you've got two approach lanes for some reason, and it merges into one lane at the end. And then if you do anticipate well, you get the 5 stars up on the dashboard. And if you do anticipate really, really well, the lorry will tell you exemplary driving, well done, and you'll still get 5 stars. Only on a Scania. All others, the DAFs do it, but they do it a different way, and it's not very easy to watch this now. Another tip when you're stopped in traffic: never get so close to the vehicle in front that you can't see where the rubber meets the road, i.e. you can't see the back of his tyres, because should that car or vehicle in front break down and you're too close, you'll struggle to get past him. Same if you're in any traffic. And if you're driving a lorry, don't stress about it. You're only doing a job. You're only working for somebody, unless it's your own truck. Just get the job excuse me, just get the job done safely, as safely as possible. You won't get any thanks for rushing around and getting it done an hour before the next guy. You know, take your breaks when you're supposed to. Sit back, relax, chill out, put the radio on, sing if you want. You know, just keep it stress free. I don't find driving stressful at all. Even stuck in queues just doesn't stress me out one little bit. Quite enjoy it actually. It's a good thing too, isn't it, really? I do it for a living. Now the lights have changed. Try and keep the wheels rolling. I think this goes to a dual carriageway now, so we won't have all this traffic trying to merge in. Or does it? No, it doesn't. Oh no, it is merging in, look. This is what happens. You leave a nice gap. Some clown decides to get in it and does that, and then you get, it's always a 4x4 in the mirror there, look. And he'll drive now with his offside sticking just past my trailer so he can see if there's any slim chance he can get past me. But there isn't. Some heat in here. Got a dual carriageway ahead. Here he comes, Mr. Impatient in his 4x4, his Range Rover Vogue or whatever it is. There you are. He's rushed past me. Where's it got? Still had to anchor on hard till you get your 5 stars there. If you leave a gap. The idea is you don't go off the gas onto the brakes. Or you don't go straight off the gas onto the brakes. Overfinch. Look at him. DCO star. Some money's worth there. Good on him. He's worked hard for it. Lights changed and away you go. There you go, driving tips well anticipated. See that? Just leave a space. You can't crash into a space. Even if someone gets in it, just drop back a little bit. It doesn't. You're not going to gain anything by being at the back end of the vehicle in front of you. You're just going to stress yourself out, and what's the point? But the other thing as well, like I said earlier, if you do have to stop behind something, always stop where you can see the tyres meet the ground, where you see the tyres meet the road. That way you've got the space then in front of you. Should that vehicle break down or not move for whatever reason, you've got the space to get past him or her. We're just coasting now, 30 mile an hour, coasting, not using any fuel. I'll show you. If you look on there, fuel consumption, there we go, fuel consumption 999.9 mpg, and then your bosses will be happy with you if you save a bit of fuel. You'll get your fuel bonus if your company does it. M1 23A 23 accident delays. We shan't be going that way. I don't know if you can see that dashboard from there, can you? Camera picking that up. I haven't touched the gas since the top of that hill. It's just coasting. It's not using any fuel. It says now, I'll put the foot down. Respect 450 horses. If you were controlling 450 horses in a field or pulling you in a cart, you'd give them some respect. So you should really give this engine and this vehicle some respect too. M1 south. These are handy, these designated slip roads, the motorway. Again, these roundabouts here, excuse me, when I said about 12 mile an hour, I mean you could probably go a bit quicker around that one. Like now, look, you've got a downhill so you can come off your gas. You're on a slip road. We're already doing 50 nearly. Well, we are doing 50 now. Just leave it and let the lorry speed up by itself. Why drive it? Why drive it to the limit so you only have to slow it down? Let the lorry speed up. It's a lot easier if you've got weight on as well. Less wear and tear on the vehicle, less stress on you. I'd be, you know, if I'd have driven down that slip road, I'd be on the brakes now. And you may have to brake a little bit just to slow it back down, but I'd have been on the brakes well before then. And hit the cruise. 86 will do. That's the other thing, these will do 89 kilometres, 8 to 9 kilometres an hour, which is about, well, it's 56, thereabouts, give or take. A lot of drivers will drive round flat out on the limit, on the limiter. And then they end up going down hills and getting over speeds and getting into trouble at work and having infringements and all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I do it the right way, but the way I do it, I drive around at 86. 3 kilometres an hour really does not make any difference whatsoever. You know, you might get to your destination 5-10 minutes earlier, but you're forever, it's just not worth it. See if we can find some middle lane hoggers. There's one, that van. That car there in the lane on his own. Pull in. Right off, don't need that. It's a lorry here, look, with his fog lights on. See, it's not just car drivers, it's truck drivers as well. Put your fog lights on for, pal. It ain't foggy. He hasn't got his rear ones on, why has he only got his front ones on? And he's got an indicator out on his unit. No, he hasn't. Yodel. Quite a lot of information on there, really. Start from the top, you've got your set cruise. You've got your cruise set 86. That's 76 and 86 above it. It's for your downhill. You set at 86, so what you do is basically the idea is you allow the lorry to slow down as it is doing to 76 or thereabouts, and then it can speed up by itself using the momentum that you've built up coming down the hill back to 86, and you've not driven the lorry down the hill. And if you do it right, you should tell you well done. Just bring the speed down a tiny bit. There you go, 5 stars. Another 5 stars. Where was we? Yeah. So there's your cruise. 76 and 86 is your variant for your downhill that you can allow it to slow down, the idea is. And then you've got the next one down, your trip, which is your total mileage for the day. No, not total mileage, total kilometres for the day, 298.5. Average speed 55 k's, average MPG 8.09. Total driving 5 hours 22. Total on idle 22 minutes. Total fuel used driving is 104 litres, and idling I've used a litre, 1.1 litres of idling. And again, there's your driving score. At the bottom you've got your actual driving time. You've got 2.5 hours since the last break, so I've not had a break, that's why that's 0. 5 hours 11 total. I've obviously had a break. And that's your onboard computer. Thank you, sir. Again, allow it to slow down, it's sped up again. It's not used any fuel for another probably half a mile or something. I think they look quite well lit up now. A bag of rubbish there. My opinion, these are one of the nicest trucks to drive. I'm sure someone will disagree with me. Don't know what it is about them, just feels nice. I've always favoured Scanias over anything else. Although nowadays most modern trucks are fairly nice to drive. Apart from the DAFs we've got, I don't really like them. Don't get with them. It's my personal opinion. There, look. Now why doesn't that car there and that van can pull in? Plenty of space there. Just sit in lane 2 because I don't know why. I don't know what the mentality of it is. He's got loads of room, he could have easily pulled in. Don't understand it at all. And also you'll find that if ever a motorway slows up, it's always the outside lane that'll stop first. Very rarely does the inside lane ever stop moving. It may slow right down, but it won't stop moving. Oversized load there. Again, look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. Alright, 3 cars sitting in lane 2. Why? White van's the worst. There you go, he's thought about it. He could pull in there, he's got a gap to pull in. Why don't people pull in? Don't understand it. Maybe someone could enlighten me. you know. A man with a van. Come on, man with a van, move across. Even if you give him a flash. Right, he has. Yep. Another tip when you're driving anything really, but especially a HGV, always make sure your mirrors are as clean as possible and your windows are as clean as possible. Should you be involved in some kind of incident or accident and your mirrors aren't clean, well, they could use that against you, saying, well, you didn't have full vision. For the time it takes to give them a quick wipe, these are actually quite clean. But again, look, you've got that car there. I bet he's chilly. They just will not use lane 1. Alright, you're going to prove me wrong. I just don't understand it at all. Just don't get it. Sometimes you can be sitting in lane 1. There can be half a dozen cars in lane 2 and nothing at all as far as you can see in front of you in lane 1, but yet they just will not pull over. It is actually against the law to do that. Police just don't bother with it either. But you can bet if I was to sit in lane 2, people would soon get peed off with me. And what's the difference? There ain't a difference, is there? Come on, get your foot down. See, right, you come off the gas, so it tells you, actually tells you here. Top of the hill, come off the gas. The lorry's now coasting. And you will slow down. The idea is you slow down, you've not used any fuel from that point to come off the gas. So we're still using no fuel. We're still doing 50 mile an hour. Alright, things are overtaking us, but does it matter? And if we had more weight on, it would have sped up a bit quicker down this hill. But also it would have slowed down quicker going up the hill the other side. I mean, the Scanias do it automatically, but you don't get your score if you let the lorry do it. And then when you get to the bottom of the hill, back on the fuel. I mean, I've only coasted for probably 3/4 of a mile, but you know, if you do that on every single hill and you're doing 400-mile trip, that's a lot of fuel saved. And again, another hill. Coasting now, doing probably 52, 53 mile an hour. It's not took us any more time to get to where we need to be. UK Mail could pull in, them 3 cars could pull in. They just won't. They just sit there in lane 2. It's the same on a dual carriageway. I mean, what have people got the mentality that it's 50, 60, 70 or what? I don't know. Because it's not. Each lane on this motorway is 70 miles an hour for a car. So why sit in, you know, you can do 70 in this lane. Isn't there overtaking lanes? Them three there are overtaking lanes. I don't get it at all. Really, one thing I've never understood. Again, more coasting, and when you get to nearly 60, just peel off the speed a little bit. So you're not getting an overspeed flashing up. White van man, lane 2. Why? Power station there, over there, the red lights. What's this? A50 delays 514. Oh, damn it. That's not good. What can you do? Can't do anything. Can't do anything about it. A50 delays, that's where we want. I mean, the other way you could go is Derby Ring Road, but 5 o'clock on a Friday night, Derby Ring Road, it's going to be mad busy. Never mind. Can't be that much of a delay, surely. You'll see middle lane hoggers. Well, there's one up there, look. Well, there's 3 up there actually. Why are they all? They just sit there in lane 2. What for? There's nothing in front of me at all. Excuse me. Nothing in front of me. But they insist just sitting, unless you're driving a posh 4x4, then you sit in lane 3. They're there, 3. I don't know. Like I said, never understood why. Gotta be a reason. Is it that they're too worried that they'll not get out again if they go into lane, if they pull into lane 2, lane 1, sorry. I'll show you how easy it is to get out of lane into lane 2. There you go. Easy. And that's how easy it is to get back in. Maybe it's that they're too worried that they can't, they won't, if they, sorry, start that again. Maybe they're too worried that if they get into lane 1, they'll never get out of it again. They'll be stuck in lane 1 behind some truck doing 56 miles an hour. And they'll be stuck there for miles and miles on a 3-lane motorway. I don't think so. I don't know what the mentality of it. I mean, even that white car there could pull in. what this camera's picking up. We'll see. Mr. Audi man there could pull in. That would allow them two in the outside lane to pull in. That's when you get also, when you get people sitting in lane 2, you get undertakers, which again is an illegal manoeuvre unless the traffic is moving roughly the same speed in all lanes, as in it's congested. Then it's perfectly legal to undertake. I mean, we've got 2 cars in front in lane 1, and there's about 8 in lane 2. Another good thing with these Scania tachos is it counts down how much driving time you've got left before you need another break, and it tells you 1:46 you need a 45-minute break. We've improved MPG by doing any of that coasting. 8.38, so it's gone up by 0.3. By coasting. We're going to be stuck in this traffic now. See, Mr. White van man there, or Mr. White car man, should pull in. They are undertaking, look. Yeah, that van's undertaking, that car's undertaking, all because the outside lane's clogged. Or, as people like to call it, the fast lane. It's not the fast lane at all. It's an overtaking lane, not the fast lane. That's where the mentality's all wrong. Power station. Don't go photographing Radcliffe Power Station unless you want to be suspected of being a terrorist and searched under the Terrorism Act. Again, here, coming off. Just knock the cruise control off, let the lorry slow down. If you have to brake initially, use the exhauster like that. And that'll slow it down nicely. Get the engine revving up to about 18-20 RPM. 1800 to 2000 RPM, I should say. It also works off the foot brake. And then it'll just coast nicely around this bend. There's the power station. Now that'd be an awesome shot if you could capture that at night. Look at that. Awesome. The steam coming out of those towers. Well, you can see very well through that window. Now let's see how a dual carriageway behaves as opposed to a motorway with people sitting in lane 2 of the 2. Again, as you approach traffic lights, don't go racing up to them and have to anchor on your brakes. Just let the lorry just coast nicely and slowly up to them. Keep a gap, keep the wheels moving. Again, saving more fuel. They will change. shouldn't have to stop. There you go, not stopped. And even though this is an automatic, you can use the stick shift on the side, on the right hand side here, to change gear. Keeping it in the green band all the time. Where the engines use it. The engine's the most efficient and also producing the most power. Anything out of that green band, it's not running. It's not producing efficient power, and it's just using fuel. Peckish I am. We're not here now, which means start chucking that. Brunch bar, proper those. Stobart. Stobart with the 3 little lights in between the headlights. All Stobart Scanias have got them. There it is, Stobart. Dirty Stobart, as in dirty truck. Don't mean anything else. Come on, pal. The river, I've just gone over the River Trent. Not that you'll see much at night. Trent, no it's not. Trent Mersey Canal is here somewhere. Derby over to your right. East Midlands Airport over there. Trent Mersey, no it's not. There's a Trent Mersey Canal. There. Nice evening, look. Almost still a little bit of daylight there. It's 20 past 5 on the Friday the 13th of December, Friday the 13th of January 2017. might edit this trip out and just put in little bits, shorten it down. It's a bit boring, 40 minutes or whatever it'll be. Right, van doesn't want to pull in. This is where it said there was queuing. I can't see any congestion. This is the 514. Doesn't look very congested to me. Aha, brake lights. Okay, so it is congested. Or is it? This idiot here, look, with fog lights on. Pardon me. And this one here flying up there, only to hit the brakes. Well, that's probably queuing all queuing to get off. Again, leave a nice gap, so the idea is you don't have to stop. And always read the road ahead. Well, as best you can. Now I could get off there, but there's a weight limit one way and a low bridge the other way, so I can't get off there, can I? Like all this. I say, it's queuing up there. Some debris on the road. Again, why get so flaming close like that? Because if you do that, you're always on your brakes, off your brakes, on your brakes, off your brakes, on your brakes. have it. Just see some. Well, they weren't very congested, was it? The odd one will. Maybe he's a truck driver. Maybe that's why he's pulled in. Wellington Tower. They will pull in when they want the junction off, and then they'll clog up this lane when they want to turn off. That's the only time people seem to pull into lane 1, when they want to bloody well turn off. You can bet if, like I said before, you can bet if a lorry sat in that lane doing 55 mile an hour, they'd soon get peed off with them flashing the lights and beeping at them and pulling in front and braking and all manner of other things. It's Toyota Island, A38 A50 meets here. That is a nightmare of a junction at the top there at rush hour, as you can see with all the traffic backing up. Traffic. Mr. Van Man. It's Friday. Uneventful Friday the 13th. So far. See again, that van, that car could pull in. They won't. They can't. Why oh why? Another thing, when you're driving a truck or anything, if you're coming across a slip road, just keep your eye in that mirror for traffic joining, checking they're not going to cut you up at the last minute. I mean, it's courteous, I suppose, to pull into that lane if possible, but if it's not possible, then just stay where you are. Obviously stay where you are, because if it's not possible, you won't be going anywhere, will you? Let's see if we've improved MPG now. 8.51, so it's gone from, it's not bad considering we've had a full load of water and a full load of milk. two separate trailers. Now we've got a full load of empty gauges on. Show you around a few more roundabouts. How to take a roundabout in HGV. Remember, roundabout 12 mile an hour. 12 miles an hour roundabout. Obviously only in a truck. Familiar Scania indicator beeper. Come off the gas, or come off the cruise, let the lorry slow down, use the momentum, slow it, well not momentum, but you know what I mean. Let it slow down naturally before slamming on the brakes. Then at the last minute, or not last minute, but as you come down the hill, use the foot exhauster and finish it off with a foot brake. This roundabout here, you've really got to crank your neck round to see what's coming. Again, as you pull off, drive to the curb there and then follow it round, so you're keeping your trailer away, a distance away from the curb. Another car with his fog lights on. That's another thing. Why do people drive with fog lights on in the daytime, in the night time, when it's not foggy? So this is a slightly smaller roundabout, so what you would do, slow it down, drive to the bollard. There's our driver trainer, I think. That wasn't really a good one to show. This is a good one to show you. Remember, if you're turning left, you keep the lorry out to the right so that you don't swing the trailer in and hit the curb. Same as if you're going right, you keep it over to the left. Again, it's just slowing down nicely. Not using any brakes, just letting it slow. Bring the last bit of speed down with your brakes. Now this is a small roundabout, so what you would do is you drive towards that chevron sign, check it's clear, drive towards that, and then over to that corner there, not the corner, and then over to the bollard. And by doing that, you're pulling the trailer away from the curb. Again, just never rush it, never stress it. Just keep it slow and, well, not slow, but you know what I mean. Just keep it nice and gentle. Then you get bird brains like that. Look, now what's he gained by doing that? You'll be on